Welcome back to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Thank you for staying with us. Teachers of the Gordon Walcott Memorial Methodist School walked out of regular classes on Tuesday, the 15th of October, in protest action. In a previous airing of the Hot 7 News, parents of children attending the institution provided details surrounding the urgent call that they received from ministry officials for them to pick up their children. The Hot 7 TV crew returned to the school on Wednesday for an update of the situation. Solange Alfred tells us more.
Following the Tuesday 15th October walkout by teachers of the Gordon Walcott Memorial Methodist School, the school remains vacant as of Wednesday 16th October. Principal of the school, Margaret Gabriel, spoke off camera to Hot 7 TV. She says, as it stands, the teachers have chosen to remain out and she is uncertain when they will return. Sources say the walkout was carried out due to long-standing health concerns outlined by teachers of the Methodist school. A press release was sent out by the Ministry of Education to parents of children attending the school for urgent pickup of their child or ward due to the apparent industrial action taken by the teachers. An apology was issued by the ministry, as well as assurance that the situation would be analyzed to determine the way forward to rectify the unfortunate situation. An official resuming of regular classes of the Gordon Walcott Memorial Methodist School is set for Monday, 21st October. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
With US $42 million being pumped into a road improvement and maintenance program, minibus associations, following a consultation meeting, say they are far from pleased with the manner in which the consultation went ahead. The associations say because drivers are the ones on the ground daily and know exactly the issues which are in need of urgent attention, the consultation should have been carried out prior to any decision by the ministry. More in this report.
On the heels of a recent press release statement by the Ministry of Infrastructure, Ports, Energy and Labor, lauding the reception of the news of government's US $42 million road improvement and maintenance program being well received by minibus owners and operators, some minibus operators are saying otherwise. President of the Grosley Minibus Association, Danny Edward, expresses his disdain with the pitch-style approach taken by the government during what was supposed to be a consultation with key stakeholders.
What we would like that when these projects come about, that the minibus associations could be invited in the consultation, so we would have a better idea, or we could share our views on the roads or the challenges. But what you see is happening in the ministry is the technocrats and the ministers, they already have the project outlined, and they're now trying to sell it to us. At that point, what can we do about it? You already have contractors, you have works ongoing, so basically there's nothing. So in future, I'm sending a message out to the powers that be, that when they have these road projects, because we the minibus drivers, we are really greatly affected by the road conditions, so we would like to have more involvement in the process.
Reinforcing Edwards' point is president of the Dennery Minibus Drivers Association, Francis Edmonds, who agrees consultation should have taken place prior to the outlining of projects. As it relates to the Dennery roads, Edmonds says though there is room for improvement on a wide scale, he is pleased with one particular project upcoming for the community.
To be honest, not entirely satisfied, but there was one particular item on the presentation for Dennery that I was very pleased with, and that's the Bolo Bell Road, which is going to be rehabilitated by the ministry. We would love for some more consultation. I think that would really improve the aspects of the different projects and even us and the work that we do.
Meanwhile, Edwards says no such luck for the community of Grosley.
I do not think that our some of these concerns was addressed, especially for the Grosley Minibus Association, because some of the project that was outlined, none of them would impact the growth of the Minibus Association. So I was a little disappointed in some of the projects that they announced to me as the president of the growth of the Minibus Association.
The special consultation held with the minibus owners and drivers on Tuesday, 15th October, was the first in a series of corporate engagements to be held by the Ministry of Infrastructure. The press release sent out by the ministry reads, "A number of recommendations made by the minibus sector has received the green light and will be implemented, inclusive of laybys and additional bus stops along the East Coast, as well as improved road signage island-wide." Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Chimé Cotois, Shadow Beni, Flecosol. Do any of these ring a bell? Well, these are well-known traditional medicines used by older generations for various ailments. We continue the observance of Creole Heritage Month with a fact-finding mission about local herbs and traditional medicines. Let's join Jacko Wooding as she hits the streets to let you have your say on this matter.
Today we are in the Castries Market, where we asked some of our local vendors about traditional medicines used in St. Lucia in the past. Here's what they had to say.
We have that what you call mint. We use it for tea. The basil, it is used for gas, and we can also make tea with it. We have the rosemary, which is very good for circulation in the brain. And we have what you call shadow beni. We use it for what we call epuida in patois, added to other herbs such as gopopo, we have plate, we have chapatier, and these things. And as we know, God gave us all the herbs. It is for the healing of the nation. There are many that must be added to it when it comes for the healing, because remember, our food is our medicine. And when we make teas, different teas we make with it, it is good for our bodies and for different types of diseases.
Moi de connaître gros pompon. L'autre gros pompon c'était un feuille l'autre ni go wim. Maman de ka bouillir et puis de ka dry et puis ka mettre un petit sac si candidat de ka sur marché ça c'est bon pour go wim. Si mes comptoirs c'est pour la maman hiver. La maman était hiver longtemps de ka bouche mais quand toi ba yo, c'est de ka ba yo boire yo pour passer vers. Quand ba feuille de ka bouillir et quoi mixer avec japana. Tout ça ba ça on a choisi maman de ka faire un petit sirop avec de nous ka ba maman la boire un petit chouille. C'est de ka passer film là yo ka faire brisant yo.
Moi, j'appelle c'est un bail qui bon pour les jeunes femmes, jeunes hommes, qui ont l'information, de les anti-syphilis, les anti-john. Moi, j'appelle la bon chai pour ça. Et moi, on est dans l'autre bail encore qu'on pompon. Là, on est la fièvre, on est goïm. Tout ces bails ça là bon pour en dedans. Vous comprenez? Et tichima. Tichima, c'est un bail qui bon chai. Ici, c'est un clotte. Ou ka boire tichima, si vous avez l'information, ou ka boire tichima. Si vous blessé, ou ka boire tichima. Si vous prend un coup, vous mettez tichima en l'air avec maou avec petit axel, il ka fond sang. C'est tout ça mon connaître pour à présent. Yo pas connaître rien passer en petite tablette pour yo boire. Tout seul yo connaître, yo pas connaître bail comme ça. Si yo te connaître ces bail ça yo de kay faire, yo de kay gérer mais yo pas connaître ces bail ça. Ici au malade, je ne connais pas rien, je ne connais pas fiction, je ne connais pas rien. Mais en tant que levé, je connais toutes ces choses.
This is a holy basil or tulsi. It's an adaptogenic herb. It's good for stress, anxiety, as well as vitality and stamina. It's one of the group of adaptogenic herbs used by many. That gives a kind of a release towards stress and anxiety and so forth. So these are just seedlings that I'm taking for somebody. It's not popularly known in St. Lucia, but it's well known among Indians because they use it in temples and so on, and so especially Hindus. And that's it so far.
C'est bay docteur qui amène yo ka bay un petit sirop dans bouteille mais ça pas faire maman là rien Imagine nous avons mis l'huile coco dans même si on met de la mandula. Là ça on met dans tichu ya quoi ba yo. So ça a fait passer ces films là. Mais actuellement depuis je suis malade c'est aïe docteur antisio et c'est tout. Pas même l'huile coco yo ka mettre tête maman là. Pas rien comme même sans chandelle molle chandelle molle. Je regarde pour un teasing le coco, je regarde pour un petit tac muscade, saint-doux. Tout ces choses ça moi-même je mixer ensemble avec pour me faut te checker maman là. Faut te checker le stomac li, mettre miette des oreilles, mettre miette au fond tête li, faire goût dans stomac li. Tout ces choses ça quand on décide maman là ni go oui, on y flume dans stomac yo. Il vient à ti sac. Je regarde mettre chandelle molle, muscade, Vicks, toutes ces choses ça regarde dans ti sac là, je regarde pas ni à maman là mais actuellement je n'ai pas connaître ça. Je me plus vite actuellement parce que je pas connaître bon remède. Remède aussi aïe docteur, TCO et c'est tout.
Now we definitely know what to grab if you have a bellyache, a headache, or a fever, even poor brain circulation. We really know that God has provided a lot of hopes for us to use. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacka Wooding.
The leadership of the National Workers Union, NWU, along with 22 shop stewards representing daily paid, constituency councils, and non-established workers with government, will meet with the Government Negotiating Team, GNT, on Friday, the 18th of October, at the Finance Administrative Center. The GNT has formally accepted the NWU's proposals, which would cover the 2 trienniums. The National Workers Union requested parity, equity, and standardization throughout government's national industrial operations. During the upcoming industrial session, the union, which had earlier reiterated its request for individual information on employees, hopes to conclude the negotiations. In other news, last week it was reported that 112 Haitian migrants were deported from the Bahamas less than 2 months after the passage of Hurricane Dorian, which devastated Haitian civilizations in Abaco and Grand Bahama. While the deportation of Haitians is not uncommon, the decision to do so in the aftermath of such a traumatic natural disaster has been criticized. Former CARICOM ambassador to Haiti, Earl Huntley, says the Bahamian administration has had a long history of self-segregation in CARICOM. Rochelle Gonzalez reports.
Haitian migrants have often found themselves in positions of vulnerability in the Bahamas, as documented by UN human rights mechanisms. Many Haitian civilizations consisted of informal settlements that were destroyed by the passage of Hurricane Dorian, leaving many without their documents, jobs, and belongings. While Bahamian authorities had initially announced that migration enforcement activities would be suspended in the affected islands, this position was publicly reversed at the end of September when they announced that all migrants without valid documents would be apprehended and deported. As of October the 11th, 2019, 112 Haitians had been deported from the Bahamas. Storm survivors were among the 112 persons affected. The United Nations Human Rights Council released the following statement. Quote, "We are concerned about the deportation of 112 Haitian migrants from the Bahamas to Haiti last Thursday, including people from the Abaco Islands, which were badly hit by the destruction caused by Hurricane Dorian in September this year. We call on the government to refrain from deporting individuals who lack documentation without the individual assessments and due process guarantees to which they are entitled under international law." End quote. Reports are emerging of persons fleeing temporary shelters for fear of arrest and of people failing to avail themselves of humanitarian services, but instead going into hiding. Speaking to Hot 7 News, former CARICOM ambassador to Haiti, Earl Huntley, said the Bahamian administration has had a long history of self-segregation in CARICOM.
It's a long history of tension, and they have been deporting people before this whole thing. Who they consider illegal. Even children of Haitians born in the Bahamas have been deported before this incident. I remember while I was in Haiti, a group of Bahamian businessmen of Haitian parentage came to Haiti to try to develop business ties between them. So there's been a lot of, people-to-people relationships. But what has happened now not only exacerbates the situation of Haitians in the Bahamas, but also shows you the level of the problem and the attitude of Bahamians towards Haitians.
Huntley said the Bahamas has never been part of the economic integration arrangements of CARICOM, and so they have not only segregated themselves from Haiti, they've done so with other CARICOM nations as well. Even so, however, Huntley said the actions taken against Haitians following the passage of Hurricane Dorian is a step too far.
What has happened, I think, with the hurricane is, as some human rights organizations have said, almost inhumane. First of all, you don't know whether the people you are deporting are in fact there illegally, because people lost all their belongings, so they have lost all their documentation. They wouldn't have proof that, for example, some of them are in fact Bahamians. But more worrying was that there's a quotation from the Minister of Security, but whoever is in charge of migrants, saying that even if people had whatever valid had work permits, and those work permits had expired, then they still have to go back. Now, one would have thought that given the level of catastrophe inflicted on the country, that one would have thought that they would have understood that in that kind of situation, everybody has to be everybody's keeper, and that they should be treating those people more humanely than that.
Huntley said the xenophobic treatment of Haitians is unwarranted, as the majority of them are hardworking and have been major contributors to the nation's economy, as well as playing a major part in rebuilding the affected islands. On the flip side, Huntley said the other CARICOM nations are in no place to pass judgment, as they too have stigmatized Haiti to a certain extent.
Haiti is, in a sense, a community problem, because despite all the lip service they pay to supporting Haiti, particularly in relation to what happens with the policies of the Dominican Republic towards Haiti, the majority of CARICOM countries hold visa restrictions, visa requirements for Haitians. One of the few countries that doesn't have and hasn't had for a long time is St. Vincent. St. Vincent and Grenadines does not demand the visas from Haitians. And as I've said, as I've argued elsewhere, people go to countries where they can find work. So St. Vincent does not have visa restrictions, but Haitians are not flocking to St. Vincent. So I think if people lifted up those visa restrictions as a sign of goodwill, you wouldn't find people just rushing. I say people go where they work. The Haitians are going to the Bahamas, they're going to South America, they've ended up in Chile, in Brazil before the World Cup, they go to the US, etc. They hardly look south. The only island south they look to is St. Lucia as a jumping point to Martinique and Dominica to Guadeloupe. But again, there are a lot of them in Dominica. So it's very unfortunate. I think that CARICOM has to take a more enlightened and understanding approach to Haiti.
Haiti has for decades been portrayed as one of the poorest nations in the Caribbean, despite it being the first black republic in the world. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
Thank you very much, Rochelle. This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. We have more news coming up after the break.